It's October the 3rd, 2016. I'm putting warnings and watches for update till later on October 4th. I'll make another video about Hurricane Matthew since it's a slow moving storm. In my other weather video before, I put warnings and watches for Hurricane Matthew and its path that might go west towards the Gulf of Mexico. Luckily, hopefully it still doesn't go towards west towards the Gulf of Mexico. But I put warnings and watches for the electrifying of solar winds hitting the earth and increasing all storm activity. And we're still in the solar wind phenomena that I'm calling it right now because we're beyond almost a week. We're almost at 8 days, folks, and Earth is still inside a stream of solar wind. And what's unusual about this Hurricane Matthew is that on October 1st, Earth weather space weather above Hurricane Matthew as a giant storm system was approaching the greater Antilles. Franklin Luceno of Puerto Rico photographed red spirits. Alright, so they call it red spirits in the hurricane. Now that's very, very, very rare. You can read the rest here, and I got another link at the Weather Channel. What spirits is it's very rare. It's when lightning touches outer space, all the way up to the upper atmosphere, and it touches outer space. And that's very rare, period. But for a hurricane to have it, it's very rare. Only a few hurricanes ever recorded had spirits. That means that lightning shooting from the top of the hurricane all the way to outer space. And we got solar winds coming in, so these storms are getting bigger, more electronical charge. That's why it's a Category 5 right now. Alright, another thing that's weird about this hurricane is how slow and the path is very, very unpredictable, folks. This storm could change any second its path. Alright, if it keeps moving north and just going up a straight line as it's looking like it's doing, like this could become another Sandy. It could just go directly up north to New Jersey, to Delaware, to New York. And that's very rare, I believe, right now. You can see the scalar square that they got over Florida right there. I'm going to show you more of that. So this storm is very unique. This system out here in the Atlantic Ocean, all right, our storms go from west to east. As you can see, all the movements going east, right? And the storm is moving very, very slow. If it touches this thing, it's going to die down fast. So it'll be a category. It's going to remain a Category 4, make landfall as a Category 4 on Haiti, Cuba. There's even a possibility that it might make the eye landfall around Jamaica. Jamaica got, I say, about a 10% chance of that happening. As I'm watching Hurricane Matthew just going straight northward, anything could happen with this storm. But yet there is scalar square over Florida right now. So I'm putting warnings and watches. But if you live in Haiti, folks, if you live in Haiti, take shelter right now as we speak. Alright, it's 10:45 p.m. on October 3rd. If you live in Haiti, take shelter right now. Alright, if you live in Cuba, south of Cuba, take shelter right now. Alright, and this storm is big, folks. I mean, this storm is going to be in a record book as how big it is. Right now it looks small as we're looking at it, but if you look at the tail, alright, this is something different, folks. It's sucking all the energy. Let's look at the wind map so you guys can get a grip of this. As we look at the Earth wind map, the global wind map. Alright, so take a second to load up. Let's move the globe. Let's zoom in. Doop. You can see all this energy from South America's water, the Pacific Ocean, getting sucked up into it, and the Atlantic Ocean. Alright? And the storm is big, folks, and it's moving northward. Alright? And these are systems out here that is responding, as we see on Infuse, that controls the steering of the storm. And as it's moving northward, a lot of stuff, because it's just crazy. It really is. This is a really unpredictable storm, and that's what's scary about it, because in the middle, if it goes up north and it makes it to this middle, it's getting sucked out back to the Atlantic Ocean. If it keeps going north, going at this speed, and passes that one line, the first line of storms that's passing right now over Florida, and then the southeastern Atlantic on the east coast, if that first storm or second storm passes in the outer ring, it can make it in. And no matter what, it's going to be a major hurricane, folks. This tail is unbelievable. All right. You can see the tail, folks. Like, you can't see right now because it's over mountains and dry land in Venezuela and Colombia. But once this thing gets past Cuba, and then we could start tomorrow. I'm going to tell you, put warnings and watches, but you guys should all be prepared. If you live in Florida right now, you should all be prepared. Around Wednesday, Thursday, I would say Florida, Georgia, South Carolina. Warnings and watches for major hurricane, because even if it dies down to a Category 3, then it gets hit by the shear and stuff to a Category 2 around Bahamas, and just keeps going north. It's going to intensify back to a Category 3. Depends on how slow it is, folks. So, because it's all warm water if you look at it, all right? It's all warm water. And this thing's turning out to be another Hurricane Sandy, and that's what I'm afraid of too. So I'm looking at America on the wind map. Also, if we look at Interclass, I'm not doing the whole country's weather. I'm not doing any other videos other than this today. You can see a scalar square. And over New York, same thing. I predicted Hurricane Sandy, the Frankenstein hurricane. I'll never forget that in 2012. But the same thing. The same thing is happening here. We got a scalar square right here. Over Florida, middle of Florida. So warnings and watches for a major storm for the next 24 to 72 hours in Florida. You got a perfect heartbreak right here in Georgia, on the borderline of Georgia and Florida. You got heartbreak perfectly right in the middle there. And this is one big scalar square with heartbrings within it. And then if you look at the outer band, or let me just zoom in. If you look, this is far, but you see the circle. Alright? You can see the circle. All the way down from South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. You can see that heartbreak perfectly in the center of New York. Warnings and watches for major storms on the whole East Coast for the next 24 to 72 hours. Be prepared. Find food, find shelters. Matthew meaning. The names are important, folks. Names are what's important. Names give it power. It means a gift from the Heavenly Father. Alright? And we're going to get more in this hurricane tomorrow. But this hurricane been blessed by the space with solar winds. The intensity of this storm, because this is one of the rarest, and this is the strongest storm that ever had spirits above a hurricane. Okay, the strongest major hurricane with spirits. There's been other hurricanes with spirits, but nothing this strong, folks. All right, that's been recorded in recent, since the 70s, 80s, folks, and it's touching. So the solar system, solar winds are intensifying this. If you live right now in Haiti, Jamaica, Cuba, Bahamas, be prepared for the next 24 to 48 hours. If you live in Florida, be on standby, be prepared. Be prepared. I don't care if you may look crazy out there, but start putting up hurricanes stuff, folks. Because once it passes Cuba, even if it doesn't hit, this is going to be a major problem for the East Coast, folks. A major problem. I hope this thing gets turned back out to sea. But there's how slow this thing is going. There's a very, very, very low risk. And what's crazy is that there's scalar square over Florida. So warnings and watches, you guys know, 24 to 72 hours. From Florida, you got heartbreak in Georgia. Warnings and watches, 24 to 48 hours. South Carolina, warnings and watches for the next 24 to 72 hours, folks. And everyone on the East Coast should be prepared. Tomorrow I'm going to find out more about the storm. So If you live in Haiti right now, Dominican Republic, okay? If you live in Cuba, Jamaica, a major hurricane's about to come down on you guys. Alright? This major hurricane also has solar wind that energizes this thing, folks. This is going to be an electrifying storm with huge waves and everything. And once this system passes Cuba, I hope a lot of people survive out there, but once the system's going to show you what it's really made with the tail. This is a major, major hurricane. This is the No Face Moon. Please rate, subscribe, follow to stay up to date. And starting on Tuesday night, I might do a live broadcast over night to keep updated on you folks. This is the No Face Movement. Moving till next time. Facing off.